All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Juice is Loose. We're back for number 47. Took a couple weeks off, but we're back and we're ready to launch some ink grenades at you. So I am your host, Terminator Juice, as always. And I'm a kid now. I'm a squid now. And I'm excited to talk about Splatoon. I got some guests with me, and we'll just go down the line here. Start off with Ms. T. What's up?
Hey, folks, it's Mr. Tizzle. What's up?
Next up, we got Mike.
Hey guys, it's NW Order for Life. What's going on?
And next, Derek Steelfox, back on the Juice is Loose.
Hey, good to talk to everybody again.
Mr. ASAP Rel.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
And returning from a 3-month plus absence from this podcast and basically every podcast, Mr. Red Knight. What's up?
What's up, everybody? Splatoon.
Hey, where's Uncle Joey? Because we got a full house. Oh!
I hear the Olsen twins aren't coming back for the reboot.
Oh, really?
Or for the, I guess they're trying to get the whole cast back to come back for Full House for another, to renew the series. I guess if anyone heard that.
Yeah, I saw a blip of that.
I was so disappointed when they said the Olsen twins weren't coming back.
How would that even work?
I don't even know
They
that.
played one person.
The original show wasn't even good. I don't know.
Have you seen them recently?
Maybe they would still swap them out and think we couldn't tell the difference.
They look older than Jesse's wife.
And they look more used and abused.
The skeletal creatures.
They look like an inkling, in between a kid and a squid. Middle ground.
Oh, shit. So, before we get into the Splatoon discussion, I kind of wanted to talk about just a little topic that some things popped up recently. The Kickstarter crowd-funded games. We've had some good and some bad, probably in the last 2 weeks all this happened. We got Project No More Cars, basically, if it's ever coming out, I don't think it will. And then we got Monochroma, which was like a really cool-looking, creepy, 2D side-scrolling platformer. Hit its Wii U stretch goal in 2013, and it's only come to Xbox One now because of technical difficulties of getting it on other systems. So I want to talk about the bad, that kind of stuff, and then you got Yooka-Laylee and Bloodstained. Both had very successful crowdfunding, hit their Wii U stretch goals. So, that doesn't guarantee it, obviously. Looking at the other two examples, this doesn't guarantee the Wii U version's ever going to see the light of day. So I guess I'll go to Ms. T first. How confident are you in Yooka-Laylee and Bloodstained actually coming out on the Wii U, and how do you feel about the other two games kind of really screwing over the Wii U fan base, especially the people that paid money and actually supported it?
Well, as far as Yooka-Laylee and Bloodstained, I'm pretty confident in both of them. Yooka-Laylee I know is Unity, which obviously Unity is kind of a big thing for indie developers on Wii U, and Nintendo's really been pushing that. So I'm pretty confident as far as Yooka-Laylee goes. Bloodstained, I'm confident, but I don't know about that release date. That's the one thing that kind of worries me. I don't know how timely it'll be, so as far as it coming out. Because look at Mighty Number 9. Like, that game's supposed to be out already, and then they did another Kickstarter for voice acting, and that kind of just turned me off to it. So as far as those two games go, pretty confident. Just as far as timing. And what was the other ones?
Project Cars and Monochroma were the two that. Well, Project Cars kind of got off Kickstarter and had a publisher and stuff, but Monochroma was a really cool-looking game. Hit its Wii U stretch goal in 2013, and then now they can't get it working, or it's only hitting Xbox One, which seems kind of suspicious. But
yeah, that's pretty bogus. It sounds pretty bogus to me as far as Monochroma goes. I just don't understand. It seems like you should know before you put it out there what you're going to be able to deliver. You know, you should have some idea, even if you haven't. You know, you should have the tools ready or something going. I mean, that's one of the reasons I don't even touch a Kickstarter unless I see some gameplay footage. I'm not dealing with the concept art, none of that stuff. You got to have some moving characters for me to even think about it, and you know, so that's for Chroma. Do we even have to talk about Project Cars? I was so over Project Cars probably like a year ago when they had that first they were talking about the first delay, and Bandai Namco stepped in, and that's kind of when everything changed for the game. You know, like I don't know if they were just lying, and I guess they were just lying about the game running beautifully on Wii U. This is their words.
Mm-hmm.
It's nobody's fault that they said that. So if they were lying about that, then you know it's on them. The amount of pounding they've been getting, it's warranted. I mean, I'm sorry. Like you deserve that when you put that crap out there. So as far as Project Cars go, I was like I said, I was over the game because and the only reason I got excited about it is because it was really sparse
Mm-hmm.
on Wii U at the time that game was kind of talked about and announced in the beginning. And you know that kind of game would have done. I thought would have done well because there was no audience. Oh, well, not audience. There was no competition for a sim racer on Wii U. So I thought they were really going in, but it was all a farce. And like I said, I was over the game over a year ago. So when this stuff came out recently, I didn't really care. So.
All right. Anybody else have any thoughts? I mean, how do you guys feel about a game hitting the stretch goal? People actually putting money, thinking they're putting it towards the Wii U version, and it doesn't come out. Then I don't think they have to give the money back, as far as I know.
No, they don't.
Why would anyone be happy about that?
I don't see how it's even legal at this.
It's crazy that people aren't going to get refunded.
I mean, there's no word of it in the article. They didn't mention it at all. So.
I mean, they could do it out of the kindness of their hearts, if you will, but they're not required to do it. It's one of the things about Kickstarter. It's the Wild Wild West. They can do what they want once they get that money. So that's the bad part of it. That's the thing that ruins it for all the other ones that might be good.
Anybody here ever put money towards a crowdfunded game?
Mm-hmm. No, me neither.
Me neither.
I haven't. I never
game.
funded any video game I played in my life. I'm not gonna start now.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because
Go ahead.
I'm gonna explain why first. Because people, they look at it as that's a negative thing.
It's not.
Kickstarter just like this is a new generation thing that honestly shouldn't exist. All these companies have millions of dollars. They fired plenty of people. All these games should be made. There's no reason why Rare, not what's their name? The ukulele guys? Playtonic. There's no reason why Playtonic should even exist unless it was a new studio for reasons. That game should be from Rare and it should be called Banjo-Kazooie. The same thing with Bloodstained. That should be Castlevania. Same thing. What's the other game that's like a Sonic, it's like Sonic?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember.
Yeah, well, that should be Sonic, and Mighty Number 9 should be Mega Man.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why these games don't have new games in their series. Yeah. Instead, what we're getting is bootleg versions of these games, and not to say that like it's a negative, but it is what it is. These are basically like you playing these games because you're a fan of games that really nothing went wrong. All right, Sonic, we all know Sonic's, but Sonic fans don't care. They'll buy anything.
Yeah.
So technically, nothing went wrong with any of these games. There's no reason why we're not getting Contras and all these old classic games.
Well, Konami's going mobile, so that's probably why.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like Jamie Butterworth had a great video on it. Shout out to Butterworthy, where he talked about these new guys or these side companies, some of these indie companies. They're just.
Yo, T.
You just dropped the mic. You hear that?
Oh, my bad. What was the last thing did you hear? Some of these companies are just playing on gamers' nostalgia, and and they know they can get us with that stuff. They know they can get us with the nostalgia of these games because we want them, and they know we want them, and they use that to get our money. And sometimes it works out. Like Shovel Knight was amazing, and that was a Kickstarter game.
But Shovel Knight isn't a replacement for
exactly,
anything.
Right. That's exactly right. And it's an original game. So, I mean, I guess you could say it's kind of playing on nostalgia of the 8-bit, 16-bit generation.
Yeah, but it's
most of those games do anyway. So
it's not directly. Oh my, that's Castlevania. That's
right.
like Bloodstain.
Right. Exactly.
Imagine if we were getting Jumpman, Vectroid, Legend of One. You know what I mean? Like, it would make no sense. Like, why aren't these games being made? Like, what happened? Like, this industry has fallen so far. It's ridiculous. Like, now pretty much what we get is military shooting games and open world games. That's it. There's no variety. There's no licensed games. There's nothing. And then people wonder why I don't value third parties. It's like, what's to be excited about?
Mike, were you trying to say something?
I was just saying, except for Nintendo, he's absolutely right. But then, like, Nintendo makes all the different genres and everything, except for RPGs. We don't get many RPGs on Nintendo consoles, but except for like the handhelds.
Yeah, they partner up. That's what I was gonna say.
Well, here's what another angle I wanted to look at this. Ukulele hits its goal, and all of a sudden, it's bringing back 3D platformers. All these non-Nintendo fans and non-Wii U owners are just so excited that Ukulele bringing back 3D platformers when Super Mario 3D World came out, a year and a half ago, and Nintendo's, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 last generation just were some of the best 3D platformers of all time. But now, because of Ukulele, now 3D platformers are cool to talk about.
Dude, not only that, I was listening to a podcast of Xbox getting excited for the prospect of Banjo-Kazooie. I'm like, what?
Oh, come on. Come on.
Shots fired.
Grenades launched.
Like, what is this?
Come on. They still believe in Rare?
The only reason they were saying it because they wanted to add it to their, exclusives list.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know what it is. Look, you're gonna get a Banjo game, but you're gonna have to pay for Kazooie. And, it's gonna be like Killer Instinct, where it's gonna be pretty much nickel and dime. Like that's in the Rare.
Mm-hmm. Well, what they said that Rare's got a great announcement at this E3. As far as I can tell, Rare is now
they're closing the doors.
What's the name? Playtronics?
Playtronics.
That's Rare, as far as I can tell. And
they still got to prove themselves too, though.
Yeah, they do. But
I was gonna say I don't think that's Rare. I don't think none of them are Rare. I think that Rare is dead. Like, yeah.
A lot of those guys got guys and girls. Obviously, I'm sure there was females as well. They got better.
They have like the guy that did the Banjo-Kazooie music on that team right now.
Yeah,
so he's
doing elements,
Yeah, wasn't it
They've got a lot of people that actually worked on, N64 games from Rare, like on their team right now.
Here's the thing people forget. But here's the thing that people forget. Rare gets a lot of credit for Nintendo's influence.
Mm-hmm.
Rare was really good when they were with Nintendo, and they had to adhere to the Miyamoto and his ideas and all that stuff. Rare wasn't that great before Nintendo, and we know they're not that good after. So
that's true. That's a good point.
That is a big part of it.
Ooh, I got something to add to that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's the name? Amateur, the guys who are gonna do Bloodstain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're doing I think they're handling
the Wii U,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, those were like 3 of the guys who actually worked on Metroid Prime. And since then, everything they made has been completely mediocre. Like people like to credit these other companies, but without Nintendo, Retro wouldn't Retro is Nintendo, but Retro without Nintendo, I can't even imagine what game they would have made with Metroid Prime. Because remember, Miyamoto was the one who said make it first person. He was the one who gave him the idea for Vazas.
Yep.
Like people don't like to give credit. Like people want to make these other guys like on a whole nother level, and it's like they were with Nintendo.
Right.
Everybody makes great games with Nintendo. I bet you if Next Level Games, when they made a game for Xbox, it would probably be mediocre.
That's a really good point.
They'll say, "Oh, it's not like
Well,
Luigi's
you didn't
Mansion
like
or Punch Out."
you didn't like Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate? That was just
I
like
didn't
Metroid,
play it.
man.
Well, a lot of people hate Nintendo because they feel like Nintendo was like a mafia, like the Godfather, like bossing around gaming companies and making them do and distribute exactly as how they say. But like as you guys
I
are
wish they
saying,
still were.
and saying like Nintendo, when Nintendo's in charge, like they don't mess around when it comes to the quality and when it comes to testing and
Right.
debugging all that stuff. So
I
like
mean, like there would be no Banjo-Kazooie without Mario 64. Like they needed that foundation to say, oh, we can add this to it, and Nintendo doesn't get the credit for that. So, like I said, Rare was a great company, but a lot of that greatness came because of the collaboration with Nintendo.
Yeah, I think that we probably sound like a bunch of Nintendo.
Of course we do,
fanboys,
but it's a fact. It's a fact. All you got to do is look at Rare before Nintendo and look at Rare after Nintendo. Plain and simple. There's your evidence.
Nintendo made them all really set standards.
They were making crappy licensed games on NES before then, and they were making, and obviously, making avatars now. So
the director, even Rare Retro, it doesn't matter, was always a Japanese person. Like someone from Nintendo was always like the head.
Right.
So
you know how people always say, oh, I was gonna say, you know how people always say, like, oh, you just gotta care about the games. Who cares about something selling, or what happens behind the scenes? Like you hear people always say that, like, oh, because all I care about is the games, how good the games are. That's it. But when you talk about Nintendo and the way they work, because I know, you brought it up about them being like like mobsters, like the Yakuza and all of that, like the way they ran the industry. I said, yeah, well, if that's the case, I wish it was still like that because back then, games was way better. There was a lot more good games being made than what we have now. Now we have the same systems getting the same games all launching, not working, or with bugs and it's messed up.
You know what the difference is?
Breaking up, Mike.
Yeah, the difference is that the third-party games back then were good.
He's making a good point.
That's the difference.
Mike, your mic.
Games were good.
You can say.
I can't, Mike. I don't know if you can hear us, but
I just heard third party.
You're breaking up like crazy. So I don't know if you want to try getting out and getting back in, Mike.
And it's not that Nintendo always makes the best decisions because I feel like one bad decision they made with Rare was turning Dinosaur Planet into Star Fox Adventures. I think that was a bad decision, and I think the game probably would have been better if it wasn't shoehorned in the Star Fox universe. And some of the guys at Rare said that even, but.
I never believed that personally.
I mean, I think
the game was so bad that they was like, we got to put an IP behind this.
And that could have been it. That could also have been it. So, we never know on all that stuff. So, but I mean, it looked awesome when I first saw it on.
But I still like this. What it is, I still own it. Still like.
Oh yeah.
I traded mine in.
Through this, I went on my computer now. So.
Okay.
It was like shallow. It was like shallow Zelda.
Right. It was like shallow Zelda. That's a good.
Even to like the everything on the screen instead of heart pieces, you had those little symbols.
Yeah. The scarabs.
Yeah.
All right. So I haven't heard from Derek in a while. I kind of want to get his thoughts. I don't know. Can't remember if you were a Castlevania fan or not.
Yeah.
Have you been following this Bloodstained? Basically, it's some of the people that made Castlevania started a Kickstarter. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the whole story.
I don't pay a lot of attention to most of the stuff on Kickstarter. Really.
Yeah.
Until there's something in my face, I really don't follow it because, it's like 2 years of waiting for something that just might not happen, I guess.
Yeah, even if it stays on the system, like Affordable Space Adventures delayed it almost a full year before that saw the light of day, and it's like, it just makes you wonder, what are these I don't think that was a Kickstarter, but they get all this money. Ukulele got just a ton of money, way more than they wanted. That all of a sudden they say, oh wow, we can pay ourselves more, or do they say, oh, we can make a better game? That's just the thing I always worry about.
Well, they said they didn't even need the money. They were trying to. They basically said they didn't need it. They had a publisher, and they were something along the lines of they were trying to gauge the audience if see if we were still wanting a 3D platformer out here.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they had a interview with Game Explain. You guys should check it out.
So, I mean, they got all this money. They had money to make it before. Do the people that pay, they get a free copy if they pay a certain amount or something? They don't have to buy the game at the end, or?
Yeah, you get I think it's like $25, somewhere around there. You get a full copy of the game. So
I mean, at least that's something. But yeah, I'll just, like Derek said, I'll wait till the game's out and I can actually.
And we're gonna support it in the end if we like it, right? And we'll buy the game.
Yeah.
If it's good, I'll buy it for sure.
There you go.
Well, all that money, they should have made a 3DS version, like whether it was like 16-bit, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That'd
made the
be cool.
Vita. They decided to make a Vita version, and Sony just pretty much.
I don't know why. Like the Vita's dead. Like
They said that it's
why
a
even bother?
legacy. Sony it's called it a legacy system. So that means
It's not a legacy system. It's a drowned system. What do you call a ship that's been under the ocean for 5 years?
I mean, financially, it's dead compared to the DS and all that stuff. But someone showed me a post with like 200 plus games coming out for it or something like that. Like I just kept scrolling down the page. A lot of games coming out for the Vita. So I guess it's not dead, but it's just obscure.
yeah, it's like if there's games coming out, we talk about Nintendo doesn't advertise. Where's the Vita advertisements? But that's a whole nother topic. Let's
That
probably
is.
should get into.
So anyway, what I was saying before I got cut off before
Okay.
was that third-party games used to be good when Nintendo was controlling them. Now third-party games have no quality in them, and they're just made to be cash cows. But back then, Nintendo, when they policed the industry or whatever, they made sure everything had their seal, that everything was up to their standards, and third-party games were just fun back then. Now they're just like all shovelware, mostly.
I think the 6th gen still had some pretty good third-party games.
Yeah.
Like Ms. T said, that's the last time Ubisoft made a really good game. It was the Prince of Persia, the first one.
Prince of Persia was awesome, and then Beyond Good and Evil was amazing.
Yeah, there's been great ones. It's just gone downhill at a rapid pace to the point now it was like, look, I'm not even trying to knock these games, but when people get crazy excited, like, oh, Bloodborne, and then The Witcher, I just look like, all right, that's 2 games you got excited about. What else are you going to get excited about? Now what's left? Call of Duty, Battlefield? Like, people get excited about Star Wars, but I'm like, you getting excited about an EA game just shows your character already. Like, it's crazy. It's like, I look like, I don't understand. Like, it's a desert out here. It's just a desert, and it's not looking better. And I really wish that instead of, just, we got Bloodborne and we got Witcher, I wish we could sit there and say, like, oh, we got, a new Turtles in Time, a new Streets of Rage, a new, like, just a list of games. Like, all those games just went away, and not because, like, they were bad or terrible. They just stopped making them because they assumed, oh, yeah, gamers don't want that no more. Or they just chase Call of Duty money and Grand Theft Auto money. Like, yeah, we want everything to be 10 million sellers. I'm like, why can't you make a game that you make a profit off 1 million sales or even 500,000?
Yeah, I was saying that in the last Gamers at Large podcast I was on. Why aren't these developers using these game engines that they've been using for the last 10 years and make a Wii U game like Bayonetta 2 looks significantly better than the first Bayonetta. They took, I'm guessing, the same game engine and just geared it specifically for the Wii U. Why don't they just wouldn't it be cheaper to take an engine you already have and just create an exclusive game for the Wii U that they know the fan base will like? Instead of trying to like port over games that have bad frame rates and missing features, like wouldn't it be cheaper to make a game using an older game engine than trying to create a brand new one and have all these new, textures and polygons and lighting, it just
It's because they don't want to chase small money. They want big money. They want Call of Duty dollars.
Yeah,
They want
they
Grand Theft
want, they
Auto
want
dollars.
yeah.
And also,
hits.
isn't it like difficult for them to, or rather more of a hassle for them to like do different, do a different system for Nintendo when they can just stick with Sony and Xbox and
I would think if you're Ubisoft and you got 1,000 employees working on working on Assassin's Creed, you can knock off a few of those guys and have them working on a smaller little
few.
thing. You know,
Nintendo, their teams aren't even 100 people usually.
Right.
That 1,000 people should be making at least 76 games every 3 years. I'm not even lying. Like when you got no, seriously, like World of Goo, one of the best games last gen, and it was a WiiWare game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm comparing this area. Well, that was a good game, and it was made by 2 guys.
Yeah.
So you got 1,000 people, literally 76 games.
it was Zach and Wiki was an awesome,
Wiki, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
and that game had terrible
you know what
graphics, but the gameplay was so good.
Yeah, I have
Solid.
that game.
Yeah.
It's
I was
really
gonna
good.
say about Project Who Cares, right?
Project.
Yeah. Why couldn't, like, I don't understand, right? It's like I made this analogy on my podcast, which is rendering right now. But anyway, I said it's like you tell somebody, all right, look, you're gonna do a catering job, right? And you're gonna cater basically, we're gonna 20 people, and you're like, okay, and it's summer right now, so it's for the fall, so you got a little bit of time to prepare, and the company you went to cater for you, they say, okay, we're gonna we got it, all right, so there's 20 people in the fall, so you got a couple months. All right, we got it. He looks in his kitchen and says, all right, I only have 10 burgers, and I'm understaffed, and we're not going to expand in the next 6 months, and we're not going to have any more burgers in the next 6 months. But you still took the job knowing that you wasn't going to be able to satisfy the needs of the person, you know what I mean? And what I'm trying to say about that, which I thought it was a terrible analogy in the first place, but what I'm trying to say about that, the Wii U was the same Wii U in 2012 that it is right now in 2015, and somehow they're surprised that they're not able to make the game on the system now. When you announce the game, when you show the car with the Nintendo logo, and you lied to the public on countless occasions saying, oh yeah, it's running great, it's looking good, it's playing great, we're going to do this with the gamepad, we're going to do that. And the truth was you weren't doing anything, you were just lying.
Mm-hmm.
And people want to give them a pass and say, oh, it's the Wii U's fault because it's under par. But they knew what they had to work with. And I don't understand why they don't make a game for the lowest common denominator and then work their way up. From what I've seen, right? From what I've seen, games that they try to port from PS4 or Xbox One to the Wii U never really works. And when it does come over, it's kind of terrible. But games from the Wii U to those systems, it's fine. Rayman, any other games, you name them. So it's like, why can't you just make a great game for the Wii U? It's like, all right, it runs at 60 frames per second, it's great. This is the cutoff point, ship that, and then tailor the games for the Xbox and the PlayStation. I personally wouldn't be mad because I know that I got an underpowered system.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the gaming companies don't like Nintendo, and I think that the reason why Rayman looks great on the other consoles after it was on the Wii U is because they wanted it to look great on the other consoles after it was on the Wii U. Whereas, like, they don't really care about how, the adaptions are on Nintendo's consoles because there's a hatred for Nintendo in the industry. I don't know why, but there's just people that think Nintendo is the old guard and they need to get out, they need to get with the times and screw them, and we're gonna make all our money with these other companies. That's just how it is. Yeah. And I think that
I think it's Nintendo. You know what it is? I think Nintendo is like a window to the gaming industry that we all remember, from NES, SNES, 64, PlayStation 2, go down the list all the way till now. It's like a window to all of that, and it's like they want to close it. And unless we get rid of Nintendo, we can't let people forget that games used to be really awesome, and there used to be a lot of variety, and we don't want people to remember that anymore.
Yeah,
like, that's what
I just want them to accept our crap.
Yeah. Don't forget that the 7th gen killed a lot of these companies that would make those types of games.
Yep.
Like, remember Factor 5? One game killed them. One game in the 7th gen killed them. So, Blair.
Instead of making Rogue Squadron, they did that.
Right.
Idiots.
instead of staying with Nintendo, they saw what they thought was the grass was greener on the Sony side and
Yep.
went over there and learned the hard way. But yeah, I think we hit this topic long enough. Let's get down to some positive stuff and
Yay.
Oh, I had one big one to add, but I guess we'll leave it.
yeah, 'cause let's see. Well, what do you got? What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, you know how the industry wants to be like Hollywood so much? They want to make they call video games now blockbusters, right? But
Mhm.
this is the thing. Hollywood is definitely chasing that Avengers money. Everybody knows it. Warner Brothers is all in on DC movies.
Mhm.
Universal's trying to do Monster. Everybody wants to do Universe. You got a Ghostbusters universe being made. Everybody wants to do that. They chasing that money. But at the same time, they still make regular movies.
Mhm.
Movies that aren't a huge budget. Things like even American Sniper, which made crazy money, that didn't cost nothing to make. And like they make small indie movies, whatever. Like they have a bunch of genres of movies, but these game companies now it's like one note companies. Like what does Rockstar do? Do they do not Drive Club, Midnight Club, and this that? No, they pretty much Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Activision's pretty much Call of Duty. They don't do Tony Hawks and things like that no more. They try to bring back Guitar Hero, but I think that's just because they want to sell plastic.
I don't even know what else Activision ever did. I mean, in my mind, all I can remember is Call of Duty. It's been so long.
What about Capcom? All they're doing is re-releasing Resident Evil games and just re-releases now.
And Street Fighter.
It's embarrassing, man.
And Street Fighter 4 doesn't even run on the PS4. They released it buggy that they couldn't even do. Like they had to cancel that version from a tournament. It's just ridiculous.
And they freaking.
And that's the other thing. They
Mega Man franchise too. Completely just decided to kill off Mega Man for whatever reason. I have no idea.
Everybody wants Nintendo to chase they gotta get the architecture of that PC architecture like Xbox and PlayStation. But I'm like, wow, they games work. These guys over there, nothing works. It's like the architecture is better. It's easier. It's easier for what? For you to be lazy to pump out games that are broken?
Yeah,
because that's what it's all about. They
copy and paste. We want to be able to copy and paste.
They want that assembly line.
It might be easier, but to optimize them when you're going from high-end PC to these consoles that are, I mean, they're not as strong as my 2.5-year-old PC that I put a medium-level graphics card in. So it's like they're trying to push the visuals to justify this generation with graphics, and at the cost of frame rate and bugs and all that. And Nintendo's just doing the opposite. Like, there's people that are like, were mad when they found out Mario Kart 8 was only 720p. Like, why isn't this game in 1080? But 200cc, never even a hint of slowdown, 60 frames per second. I mean, I'd take that any day over a little bit higher resolution.
Even Splatoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, speaking of games that don't need fantastic graphics, Splatoon, boy, that game can keep up with some constantly changing data, can it?
Yeah, the ink and the reflectiveness and how it runs down the walls. So speaking of Splatoon, that's our next topic. So,
segue.
So after all the talk, all the divided Nintendo fans, and even non-Nintendo fans had to chime in on it. The game finally is here. People can actually play it for themselves and form their own opinions on the game. And I think it's silenced a lot of people already. I can tell. All that complaining and stuff is dead because they're too busy playing the game.
They're too busy playing.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go down the line, get everyone's quick thoughts. I'm pretty sure everyone here loves the game, but I just want to let the audience know what you guys think, and then everybody's got to come up with one word to describe the game, and it's got to have some kind of pun in it. So I'm going to start off, and my word is incredible. And
cheer! No, just kidding.
And I just think the game, I mean, it's just so fresh, and it's just feels so good to have a game based off of a core gameplay concept that works, and then how they built the game around that. And it's just, I'm loving it so far. About 10, 12 hours in, and that's what I got to say. Quick thoughts. So we'll go next to Red Knight.
Oh, you put me on the spot. I didn't have one yet. I was
Okay,
thinking of
we'll
one.
go to Mr. T. We'll go to Mr. T.
Amazing.
Masters are taking all of the good ones.
No, honestly, I'm already bored. I'm playing The Witcher now, so no, I'm playing. Nah, like you said, man. The greatest thing about this game to me is it a lot of the misconceptions that people thought because it doesn't have this amount of maps or this and this and that. None of that matters when you're playing the game, and you get so caught up in your strategy on that map, you don't even care about the map. It's just, and a lot of the reviewers were saying that.
I don't even pay attention to the score half the time. I just see who won, and then I'm busy.
I'm trying to get back into another match. I'm just like that. So I'm about 9 hours in, and I think I did the first level. I don't even know if that's the first level of the single player. I've been mostly multiplayer, and believe it or not, I've been playing a lot of
Battle Dojo.
local multiplayer. With my son.
That's really fun.
A lot of fun with that. So yeah, right. The game's awesome.
So next we'll go to Derek Steelfox because he hasn't told us what his one word is. So take it away.
All right. Well, when I think about playing the game, I get squiddy. Huh?
Nice.
That's good.
Right.
I like that.
I can summarize real quickly and build on what T was saying. And the fact is, we've a good chunk of us have sat around for hours on end playing the game, not using voice chat, and we've been playing the same 2 damn maps over and over. And was anyone bored? Did anyone get bored playing the same map over and over?
No.
Never.
Which first of all wasn't me. I mean, what kind of game can throw you in the same damn map over and over, and you just have fun because it's different every time? That's phenomenal. I mean, that's so.
It's not even the map either. It's like just the way everybody plays. Everybody plays differently. There's so many different tactics you can use.
All right, Mike, do you have a word?
Squidtacular.
Right.
That's my word.
And just anything you want to add to what you like about the game, or just your quick thoughts?
Quick thoughts. Single player is really fun. I enjoyed it. I'm on the third area in single player right now, almost up to the third boss. Every level is like is like in all the areas. There's one level that's gonna be a platformer, one that's gonna be like kill the Octarians, and the ones that look like humans or whatever, or the squidlings, and then another one will be like navigate through a maze or something like that. Like it repeats in each area. But that's fine because every board that has similar things as the other boards, it's done differently, it's done creatively, and it's just really fun, and it's challenging too. I died a few times on the platforming, like when the platforms were rotating and stuff, and you have to squidify quickly and all that stuff like that. So it's pretty challenging. It's fun. And the best part about single player is that it prepares you for the multiplayer. That's really what the whole point of that is. So you play single player, you'll be good to go on the multiplayer, and that's fine. And the multiplayer is the meat and potatoes of the game. And basically, you have fun on the same on different maps because the squid girls, the idols, whatever, they change the maps on you when they announce the news. And then you just you have fun. You get all these different guns. You can buy equipment and change your stats up and your special abilities. Like you can charge up ink faster, or be like an invisible squid in the ink when no one can see you. So it's cool. They have all these kind of strategies that you can do, and the gameplay, the core gameplay of it is just fun. You level up like experience, and you get more stuff. And Nintendo is releasing stuff through patches. Like tonight, we're getting the Zap gun, and we're getting a new level. So so they're going to keep the game fresh, just like the game says. And
they're fresh.
Yeah, it's Nintendo's so clever though, right? I mean, fresh like fish. Fish is always fresh, right?
Yeah.
But so the game tells you to stay fresh, and Nintendo is going to keep it fresh by giving us all new stuff every couple weeks or whatever, or maybe every week. I don't know. And it's awesome, and I'm really enjoying the game. It's a lot of fun. Never getting bored of this game. Like, just not possible.
All right, how about you, Ralph?
I got splatterific. and and I mean, you guys already said a whole bunch, but I mean, the gameplay is amazing. You know, the online works good. Little slowdown here and there or whatever, but it's good. Campaign is good. I mean, all around the game is just awesome, man. I mean, it's not much. My dad was playing it this morning, and when my dad usually will like call me or something, be like, "Hey, I'm online," but he was playing by himself, so that's how I know it's a good game. And and another reason why you know it's a good game is because there was a whole bunch of people that were saying they're gonna buy it used. Okay, and these people are on my friends list, and I see them playing. So I mean, word must have got out about how good this game is. So
they're a squid now. They're a hypocrite now.
There you go. Yeah. So I mean, it's amazing, man. I'm loving it, man. I got I think 25 hours in already.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
rolling.
Mr. Dr. Feelgood had 23 hours on Saturday morning when I checked Google. So.
Yeah, he ain't playing around over there.
And he's good too, man.
He's good. Yeah, he's good.
He used this jump move when he's the kid, and he jumps up and down and shoots. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, like I was trying to shoot him, and like he has this whole little jump strategy.
Yeah.
You can't aim on him good. I'm like,
yeah.
He took me out like 3 times in a row with that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was taking me out no problem, and Red was taking me out no problem too, man. And Derek was taking me out no problem. Just like you said, Derek is good at everything, dude. Anything he touched, I just knew it was a matter of time. So I cherished the moments when I was able to get him, because I already knew it's gonna come back. You already knew it.
Well,
it has been so fun because it will not put Rel and I on the same team.
No.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Except when you're playing against me, and then you're in the same team.
Well, that's because you deserve it.
And then, Rel, man, you kill me so often with your little pop in the ink, and you charge me while you're in the ink, and then you pop up right in front of me when I'm not expecting it. And then my buddy Chuck coined the phrase "getting steel foxed" by when he sits in the ink and waits for you, and then he pops up with the roller and rolled over you.
Got me so many times with that, man.
All right, so Red Knight, you got a word? You come up with one yet?
Did somebody take Inktastic?
I don't think
No.
so.
No, I said Squidtastic.
Oh, see,
Or
too
Squidtastic.
close.
One of them.
I got nothing. I'm terrible. I'm a
Inktastic
kid
will have to
now.
work.
I'm not a squid anymore. Man, all I know is this game is great.
Oh, I got one for
Beyond great. Oh.
you. I got one for you. Incredible.
That's what I said.
That was
That's what he
the
said.
first one.
I got one for you. Amazing.
Amazing.
Alright,
Splatoon
so-
Demon. There it is. All right. But
No one used the word
yeah, the
sport.
game,
Anyway, go
single
ahead.
player, what I've played so far is great. Like really good. The stages are short and quick, but it is good, and it's smart the way it like prepares you for what's to come next. Like if you notice each stage, like it'll be platforms there, and then you have to jump across as your squid. Then the next stage there'll be platforms there, but there'll be no ground under to save you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's those sponges. So now you're timed also because they start getting small again. Like it just keeps throwing like new ideas at you, and I like it so far from what I've played. I don't know the later. Y'all already up to the third
Yeah, I'm on
area.
World 3.
I'm up to the second area. The last stage I actually did was the one with those big machines. It's like a maze, like, and you have to find the key.
That was
That's on the
Yeah.
third. That's in the third area.
Yeah, I think that is the
Oh yeah, that is the third area.
Yeah,
Up to the third area.
they're what do they call them? The floods or something? I forget.
Raiders?
Not floods. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, so I'm up to the third area. Yeah.
Did you
Oh
play
yeah,
the
the second
stage?
boss one was the one was that plant looking one, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm
Did
up to
you
the
play
third one.
this
See,
stage
it's
where
just
the-
all blended in together.
How about the?
I was
the
gonna ask,
invisible-
what's everybody's level? I'm level 18 currently.
I'm 12.
Well, I was working all day yesterday, so today I only had a little bit of time to play. I'm almost at level 10 now.
I'm at 20.
Yeah.
I'm 8, and I'm beasting at 8. So,
Well, there's Flat Zones unlocks at 10 o'clock
What time
Eastern.
does the new stages come out? Matter of
10
fact,
An
o'clock
hour.
what,
Oh,
10
yeah.
o'clock?
in an
yeah, so
hour.
let's wrap this up.
Mike's gotta get him. We'll be playing Splat Zone, and Mike's gonna be at level, or Mike and T aren't gonna be able to play because
I know. I gotta get. I gotta get.
No, I cannot.
What's the
I'm
highest
literally
level?
like 500 points away from
Yeah.
level 10.
So,
Does anybody know what's the highest level?
20.
99?
20 right now. They're gonna move it up later. They said, but right now it's 20.
Let me build on that real quick because I was thinking about something earlier today. The campaign, it's fun, it's challenging. It is kind of short though, right? I mean, for a Nintendo game, the campaign feels, well, for a shooter, it's probably apropos.
yeah.
But going through it, and then the level cap seems kind of low too when I'm looking at 20. But I've been reading a little bit more on what you can do at level 20, and maybe Rel can expand on this more. But apparently, you can spend your coin with Spike, and you can actually buy things to upgrade your equipment. Like, let's say it got a random ability that you don't like. You can use that, and you can re-roll that. Or you can add slots to equipment that might not already have 3 spots to it. So in the end, it's kind of almost like an MMO or something, where you're at endgame now. You finished the campaign, you're level 20, you're at endgame now. Now you're grinding for money so you can build up the gear with the outfit you like. You don't run out of things to do. And it's like 20,000 coins or something to get the thing. I mean, there's something to work towards, even if it's not leveling up.
I didn't even know
Close
that.
to running out, then that's when they start dropping new content. So
Exactly, and look, they're already doing it, man. What a great idea! It's free. Hey, we'll just roll it out. They do the same thing with World of Warcraft, You buy the CD, they don't give you all the content right away. They sparse it out so people don't finish it right away.
I said, like, for those who feel like, maybe they're used to shooters and they're used to having all these maps and all this stuff, if you feel like the game isn't worth $60, then just think of it as a $40 game with $60 or $20 season pass. Look at it that way.
Nobody should say that, though, if they buy my Master Chief Collection.
And, I already touched on that.
I honestly, even right now, I feel like it's worth the $60.
I do too. I'm just saying for those who will pound away and continue to feel that way.
All right,
it's like they're just upset that on the principle that all they have is multiplayer and a short single player campaign. Like, oh, we need more, even though what they have is like amazing and so fun and it never gets old and you can play for hours and hours. We need more just to have the principle of it more for $60. And then Nintendo's still giving us free updates, like I said before. So it's like with all new content and levels and stuff like that. So this is definitely worth the $60.
Yeah,
I mean, if this stuff wasn't free, I'd be the first one screaming. So,
oh God,
if this wasn't the stuff that's coming we had to pay for it, BS.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If it came out today and it cost me, no, I'm not on board with that.
Yeah, that would be a
that'd be third party. That'd be because people are like, well, if this is a third party game, you guys would be complaining like before the game came out. And yeah, if it was a third party, I'd be complaining because this wouldn't be free stuff we're getting right now.
And we have a precedence for that stuff. We don't have a precedence for that kind of stuff with Nintendo. And when they delve into something that's a little different from what they usually do, you're still getting that value because it's free. So it's hard to complain about that.
And like I said, it keeps the game fresh. It's going to keep everybody interested and keep coming back for the new stuff that's going to be released. So
I wouldn't even be surprised
to extend the longevity of the game.
Yeah, there's going to be a band of rogues running around at 100 level, and you're just coming in at 1 and getting smashed by them,
Yeah, they always try to do something a little different. That level cap of 20 lets people catch up, and then when they bump it up, then the people that want to rush through and get up as fast as possible can do that. People that, like me, that likes to take a little bit more time and make it last a little bit. I don't mind, but I wouldn't be surprised if this first map is already on the disc or something. I think they just wanted people to get started and not give them too much in the beginning to, and then it, like Mike keeps saying, it does keep it fresh. So how do anyone else feel like this is a good way, and do you think it was the Mario Kart 8 DLC reaction that maybe gave them the idea to do this content to come out, a couple weeks at a time instead of just giving it all at once?
They're trying to make an IP here. They're not just trying to sell a game. They're trying to create another Mario, another Pokemon. They want to make this their shooter. This is going to be their brand, their shooter. So they're investing in it, by trying to get people excited little by little and trying to keep them invested in this product. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about this because it means they're serious about it. If they weren't serious about it, they would do like what they did with Hyrule Warriors. They would just put out the game and then give us, a pack, whatever, and then that's it. End it. But they're not ending it. They're going to stay with Splatoon. They're going to try to grow this brand and make, a future for this IP. And that is what I prefer over, we get more content for, $60.
Yeah. I mean, this is all a part of like Nintendo kind of doing what they do, which is doing the same thing but in a different way. Because what happens with most shooters, online shooters, you play it for what, 2 months, 3 months maybe, and then you're pretty much done with it. Unless you like one of the hardcore guys who only buys the shooters, you're on it year round. But for most people, you're out of that thing by month 2. And you know what happens after month 2 for Splatoon? You get a whole new set of crap to play with, and that's what they're trying to do differently. They're trying to make sure the game is relevant. Like Mario Kart. Mario Kart is still relevant a year later because of that DLC.
And happy birthday to Mario Kart 2 days ago. Was this 1 year?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Related, yeah.
Anybody else want to chime in on the way they're doing the extra content coming out, after post-release?
Well, like you said, it probably is already on the disc. And you know what? I don't give a crap if it's on the disc because Saturday morning I was looking at the Miiverse and you already got people that finished the campaign. They got all the scrolls and they're level 20. I'm like, what the hell? These people they got nothing left. So, if they don't space out their stuff, people are just going to finish it and be done with it. But it's exactly that. It keeps it relevant. We're always going to have people to play with. People are always going to be talking about it, and they're always going to be excited about it because you know what? 2 weeks from now they release another map for free, might have been on the disc, and suddenly, boom, social media is going to blow up again, and everyone's going to talk about it.
Yeah. And let's back it up. Like, I would be upset if it was on a disc and I had to pay for it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I didn't have to pay for it.
That's totally different.
Yeah.
We've already paid for it. Go ahead and release it out because people they'll play it to death, they'll be done, and they'll leave. That's just how people with a lot of time, that's how they'll do it,
Yeah.
And to build off what Mike said about Nintendo, like, they want this. They saw the potential, and they're really backing this game, and I think they do want it to be the next, Mario Kart or Pokemon or Smash Brothers. And I made a comment on a post that someone disagreed with, and I think just based off the characters they've created and the fan art that's spawned from that, like, I already think the game was a success in that regard, where it already established the inkling. You knew when you see that, even just the eyes and the black around the eyes, you know who that is now. If you're a gamer, that's already established. Everyone knows that.
Absolutely.
And that's what I meant when I said it's already a success, like, in that regard, as they've created a new character and it's identifiable.
Right. And just okay, I'm sorry, just.
And the game, obviously now that we've played it, just cements that for me. That this game is like the gameplay is so solid that everything else they built around it was. I think they really are planning on this being a big franchise.
Yeah.
And I was saying, just like Mario Kart 8, like how Nintendo makes this world, in Mario Kart 8 they try to connect the lore, they try to connect like the tracks and have this whole story in the background that you can piece together. In Splatoon, we actually have an entire background. We learn that the humans and all of the
no spoiler, no spoiler.
Yeah, don't be spoiling.
Either way, I won't spoil. So all I'll say is that, like, there's a backstory in Splatoon, and they put effort into developing the backstory, and how this, how these squids and the octopus, whatever, how they started fighting. And I think it's really awesome, and I just think that little detail in Nintendo games is really cool. How they try to connect everything, and explore the background of the characters and the world.
All right, so we've been praising it pretty heavily, but now that everyone's played it, I'm gonna start with Red Knight. Is there anything you might wish that they could change, or something they could improve upon? How they do something? How the online setup? Anything that you would like to say? You would hope maybe they'd tweak in the future?
Oh, easy. And this is one you're gonna like. You know how you mentioned that the fact that this game, like when you're playing online, you see the me names instead of the actual Nintendo ID.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that never bothered me in Mario Kart for the simple fact that it puts the Mii's face right next to it. So with most people, I associate, with the Mii more than I even do the almost a Nintendo ID.
Mm-hmm.
So when you jumping into a match in Splatoon, you see a Mii there. Like I'll see, Terminator, Juice, me, and then I'll click your name, jump in. But once we're in the match, you just see the name.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're playing together, and let's say, just for purposes of making sense, let's say Mr. T jumps in the match, but his me name is Steven Stevenson, right? If he jumps in, let's just say Steve. It's like, all right, I don't know if that's Steve from my friends list or if that's just some random Steve.
Yeah, like Mike, very common name. I've seen Mike a few times.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like I wish they would just put the me face there also.
Yeah, like in the lobby when the results or
exactly.
something.
A really good point. Yeah, throw the me face in there. That'd solve it.
That's a good
It'll
idea.
solve that issue immediately, I feel.
Yeah, that sounds like a solid idea. I mean, the lobby doesn't stay together long before it starts the match, but it's still, if they could fit that in there, that would be a lot easier than like the Nintendo Network IDs. Like, at this point now, I don't even know half the people's Nintendo Network IDs. I know them by their Mii name from Mario Kart. So yeah, seeing their Mii would actually help more. And that's just a little something that they probably didn't even think about, but they could add pretty easily.
Yeah.
And loadout, like I know some people want to be able to switch their loadouts. I don't really switch my gun like that, so I don't really care.
There's not enough time in between matches. I thought the same thing, but now look how fast it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe for when we get some ranked team games, throw in a good chunk of time, I think, for your team to organize, maybe see what other people are using. But for the general lobbies, it's probably good. But yeah, I agree. They got to throw something in for those ranked team games or something whenever that, August comes around. But
yeah, I think August they'll do that where you can for those when you can party up and play. I think they'll probably do that. They'll probably have it so that you can vote on which out of the two maps to pick. Maybe.
Well, I have a theory about the two.
Because I think eventually they're gonna stop doing this 2 maps every 2 hours.
It's every 4.
Oh, it's 4 hours.
If you
I
look,
thought it was every 2.
it's every 4.
I thought it was every 2 because it feels like it switched fast. Maybe we play too much.
Yeah, it only changed a couple times during my play session. But if you look, there's room for a third map to be listed. If you next time you're in a lobby, you'll see the 2 maps. There's a perfect space for a third one underneath. So I think they're eventually going to do 3, and we'll get on. I might as well take my complaint. Really, is having the 4-hour window for 2 maps, even if they bump it to 3. I know they wanted to have that presentation where the girls, get to chime in and give you the new maps, and they maybe thought that would be exciting and stuff, but it's kind of an inconvenience. It kicks you out of the lobby, and even though it's fun to play, even if it's the same map, there's really no reason to have a 4-hour window of just the same 2 maps. It doesn't make any sense, and I think in the long run they're going to realize that it's just more of an annoyance to people. And I just think they should just make just randomly select. If they ended up with 12 maps or something.
I think it's going to end with honestly, I'm going to say it's going to end with 20, but I think if you look at the direct, I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be 14 or 15 maps.
15, yeah.
And I could see them not wanting to cycle through randomly 15 maps every match. So just make it an hour. Make these 3 maps for an hour, these 3 maps the next hour. I think that would just make a lot more sense. But that's just me.
I think that's just for now because they got 5 maps, so they don't want people to get bored of them. So it adds value to them because it's like, oh, what's going to be, now 4 hours past. So I thought it was 2, but anyway, 4 hours past. So let's see what maps there are, and then you start playing again and stay there for another 4 hours.
Yeah, and then it does suck when it's the next time it's this one of the same maps as the previous 4 hours that happened.
Yeah.
A lot of guys feel like Nintendo's doing it just to piss them off, but I'm sure there is a strategy.
Their strategy was to make it like oh wow, we got these new maps now, and something to kind of break up the game for people. But if they added 3 and made it like an hour or 2, it would be better, I think. But that's probably my major complaint. I couldn't really think of anything else. Does anybody else have anything they'd like tweaked or changed?
I like every map, so it hasn't really bugged me like that. And each
I don't
match
even
feels
think about the
different.
map. Yeah, I don't even think
Yeah,
about it when
sure.
I'm playing it. It's just not like, oh man, here we go with the same area again. I don't even think about it. Like,
Yeah, I just don't like the whole let's have the announcement, kick you out of your lobby.
Yep.
that's stupid.
It just seems they're trying something new, and I just don't think I don't really think it benefits anybody. So, so no one
It'd
else
be
has
cool
any.
if it did that on the gamepad and you stood in the lobby, right?
That would
Yeah, yeah.
Clever.
That
Pause,
would.
Yeah, that would be
the
cool.
lobby, and then have the announcement on your gamepad. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Great.
because then you can choose to leave if you want to change your strategy up. They shouldn't just assume you want to change it up because they're moving the maps. I agree.
Good
Well,
call.
I know they're coming out with that we'll be able to get in friend lobbies, that we'll be able to create our own lobbies or whatever. When they do that, I hope that they give us the ability to choose which teams we're on, and it's not just randomized. Because it would be cool if like they just have like a one team slot on the left and one team on the right, and then you can just slide your icon onto which one you want to be a part of.
Yeah, I
Something
think
like that.
what's gonna work. Their plan is like I would have to say, all right, let's get everybody together, get 3 people plus me, and have a group, and then we'd go find a match against another group of 4.
I still won't be on Rel's team though.
Yeah.
Why?
So
Because we
it's
dominate, man. We dominate together.
Gotta.
Man.
so you have people fighting over. I want to be on your
Playing
team.
against Rel motivates me to do better. That guy's he's an animal out there.
That's
Which
what
is
I was gonna say. In
Fluttershy
this
Junior.
game, there's no such thing as a one-man army. Like you know
No.
how Call of Duty, you could play, and if you go you could go 30-2 and you'll win, and your team could be absolutely trash.
Hmm.
In this game, if your team sucks, there's no way you're winning
Yeah,
because
that's true.
every little thing you do is being undone.
That's exactly like what happened to me last night. You guys, Juice, Rel, remember that last night?
11-28 on a losing team, dude.
Hmm.
We
Yeah,
didn't
like
even get the
what?
300 spot, man.
It was
He put up 11-28,
And he lost?
and they
That's
lost.
crazy.
Man. Yeah.
Well,
But-
sometimes people get like a 4th person. One of the people will get booted, and you only got 3. Then you don't really have a chance. But I'm gonna give a tip to everyone listening, to everyone in this podcast. If you're playing against ASAP Burrell, just stay at your spawn area because he will be there the whole time, and you can kill him and then just cover what he just sprayed. And I was getting 1,000 points. I never left my spawn area.
ASAP Rel will bust your nuts.
Yeah, he's right up in you,
Tip
right up
forever.
in your face.
Will.
He doesn't
Hey.
know how to stay. So when I'm on his team, I have to stay back because he never stays back, and I'm sitting there trying to cover our main
That's
area.
teamwork. That's teamwork right
But
there.
I know he's
Yeah.
going front, and I'm just like, I'll stay back and cover and take out these rollers and ink strikes, and
Yeah.
so I just know.
Hey, but I don't know if any of you guys noticed this. Like, one of my problems that I have with it is like, we get the 2 maps or whatever, but have you guys ever got like the same map over and over and over? Like
6
I've
or
had-
7 times.
Yeah, that gets annoying.
Like in the row, right?
Yeah, I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like that, and I don't
Yeah,
like
that
it
happens.
when they're filling up the lobby. I wish I can like sometimes like if my dad gets on or anybody gets on and they're in another lobby, I wish I could back out from there. Not like quit out of the
Yeah,
match.
you gotta
but
play
like,
one more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like back out of that.
It locks you in. I've noticed that. Yeah.
You know what's bad is when you have a certain weapon and like now you're playing, like say you get on the map now that your weapon is ineffective on. So like say you've got the paint roller on the ocean, the whatever that word is called, where the water is there and you got all those hills and everything, right? So now the roller isn't really good on that level, but now it's making you do that level 5-6 times in a row. Then it's annoying because then it's like you've got to switch out, you got to log out of the lobby, get a new weapon, and when you come back, you're probably not even going to be on the board that suits your weapon again. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that I don't like. That I don't know if it's a good idea for so many levels to be centered around one weapon. Like if I have a sniper on that level, it's really good because there's a lot of sniper points on that level. But rollers not good at them at all.
Yeah.
On the skate park one?
No, he's talking about the Aurora Mall, I think, with the big
Yeah.
hill.
Maybe you're just rollers. They got that little Mac syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at a bunch of new maps. So we're getting Port Mackerel today, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got Bluefin Depot, which looks awesome.
Yeah.
They have Kelp Dome, which it's that stage. It's in the game when you're fighting,
the Octarians.
Yeah. All right. And then you got Camp Triggerfish.
Did you see Game Explains? They kind of just went through that.
Yeah.
Oh no, but these are hot red screens. I'm looking at.
Are they? Nice.
But the question is, when do you think we're gonna get the next one? You think we're gonna get one each week?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a week to 2 weeks consistently. Obviously, I think E3 would be a good time after their digital
that's
event.
what I'm gonna say right now.
Or during a Treehouse Live, they could say, all right, starting at this time tomorrow, we'll have a new Splatoon map or something. So I would expect that to be the next one.
Yeah.
So now their statement of Splatoon launch just being the first step makes a lot more sense.
Oh, yeah. Because people thought that meant paid DLC, and people, a lot of people were making assumptions and getting, angry and complaining before they knew the whole story. And I kept saying, just wait till the game comes out. Let's see. Nintendo hasn't really screwed us over.
Right. That's the thing, is because of without precedence. There was no precedence for them to start thinking all this stuff. If they had done it, now you have a precedent. Now you could get pissed off every time you say something out of pocket. But they were getting bent out of shape and they didn't know what was going on. So.
But they're squids now, so it's all
pretty much.
It's all good. It's all good. We're all squids and kids.
So when you think we're gonna have the first Splatfest?
It's tonight at 10. I mean, if you guys want to, after this podcast.
No. I'm talking about
Splatfest. Oh, they said, didn't they say like June 20 something?
Oh yeah, they did give a date, right?
Yeah, they gave a date. Yeah.
I'm picking cats, by the way.
All right, question. How many of y'all have seen Squidward everywhere?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all over the stages, everywhere. Like Squidward is everywhere. Nickelodeon should be paying Nintendo.
I know.
Should put them in the game, man.
Almost every post in the Inkopolis, like on the graffiti, was
crazy.
Squidward. So I need to draw one of those so I can get up there.
It's the only way to do it.
That's another thing. The Miiverse, I see a lot of people don't take the time to do a drawing, but the people that do, when you go up to their inkling in the Inkopolis, it shows their picture, and then you can quickly add the ones on the wall. You can zoom in and you can hit Y, and it yas it automatically, instantly.
Without the loading like the other games.
I mean,
I've noticed that. That's awesome how you can do all that by checking someone out.
Well, you go to the little.
It's just so cool how seamless all that is.
Yeah, and it's like go to the mailbox and it prompts up, and you could just write something quick and it instantly sends it, and that's going to be above your character. So if you just wanted to hand write something or text.
I like that you can actually order something if you like what they're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
From that spiky hair dude.
Yeah.
I swear he's the Splatoon universe drug dealer.
You can get your fix from him, huh?
Somebody said Port Mackerel. He said, "Oh man, another late port to the Wii U."
For what?
Port Mackerel, the stage we're getting tonight. Another late port.
A late port.
Nintendo with the drug dealer innuendos. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I told you,
though,
all Nintendo games have some dark content, and then you look at the Mario games, you'd be shocked.
Just like Disney does.
And I mean, we're all old enough to know. I think we're all old enough. Maybe Rel, I'm not sure. The NES Zapper. I mean, I think we all had an NES Zapper, or had.
I have the one in the actual game.
I had the red one.
Well, the gray one.
Yeah, I had the gray and orange, or
green and
orange
orange.
I didn't even know they had a black one.
Yeah, I didn't know about the orange one. I saw like one of my cousins had it.
That came with the Power Pad.
Power Pad one, yeah.
So
which one? The black one or the orange one?
The orange one.
Yeah, the black one came with my system.
Yeah, the original.
Because I never seen the black one
before. On Mario, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was Duck Hunt / Mario / Track and Field or
Track and
Super
Field.
Yeah, that sucked on a when you're upstairs and you're running on that stuff, it shook the whole house. We had to put it in the basement on the cement.
Were you doing that like Reggie? What?
Yeah, I
Everybody did. Everybody.
Yep, I remember.
So,
I swear that part is hilarious.
Yep.
He's like, what?
Yeah.
So do you think we'll see the Super Scope?
I'm sure we will now.
I didn't even think about it. Guaranteed now.
Yeah, that's guaranteed
That's
now.
pretty tight.
The fan service is amazing. That's one thing that I love about Nintendo is that fan service. I mean, the Zapper. I mean, how cool is that they add that? They think to add that in this game.
And they gave it a fresh name. You know?
And like, I would be highly surprised if we don't get some kind of
Flood.
Mario Sunshine themed map or something. That's gotta happen.
We need that.
I think we're gonna get Flood.
I think we need a mode where instead of one team
Oh, and the flood is
just have one team paint and the other team have the floods in their cleaning.
That'll be
That'll be awesome.
That's bananas right there.
Because
part of it now it has to happen. If it doesn't happen, this game is automatically a 2 out of 10.
on their spawn side, their spawn side's covered with the other side's ink, and at the half line, and then the people with the ink there is barren, so it's like just whoever can. It'd be the same concept as Turf War, but with a different twist.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. How long did it take any of y'all to notice that you can, do the squid super jump from anywhere?
I was a couple hours in before I realized.
I think I saw that in somebody was playing one of the review copies, and I saw it ahead of time.
See,
I noticed I had my newborn in my hand, and she was like moving her hands, and she touched the gamepad, and I just jumped. I was like, "What are you doing? Like you messing
Showing
me
Dad
up
how
here."
to play, man.
Yeah, I know.
and I didn't even notice the button to jump back to base.
Yeah. I remembered. I mean, now in hindsight, I remember them doing it when maybe the first time they revealed Splatoon that you could do that, but I just completely forgot about it.
Yeah, I forgot too. But there was a lot of times where they was taking over the they made it to our side, and they start painting it, and you're on their side, and you're like, oh man, they're over there, and I would run back.
Yeah.
And now like the last 2 days, I was like, oh, I could just squid jump back over there.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think to do that either.
Yeah, there's a button right there just for that. Like it just makes
spawn
sense.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So.
And I like that your spawn point is a shield, so they can't kill you.
Mm-hmm. They can shoot.
You can shoot
they
them.
can't throw grenades and stuff, right? Or no, you can't even shoot in.
No. If you throw a grenade at it, it automatically just disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like boom, like that shield takes it.
So now that we played the
It goes
game,
into Delfino Island.
like a lot of people were saying that maybe they should have had a team deathmatch and stuff, but now that we played the game and stuff, I think there'd be too much spawn camping. I just think it'd be too hard. They'd have to have a random spawning system, and I just think that would be.
It won't work on the maps are just so open.
This doesn't work. It doesn't work for this game.
They could do it later through DLC, like maps specifically for it. But the way it is now, I don't think it'll work.
They'd have to have some maps specifically set up with a bunch of like barriers. Make it like a paintball map, not what it is now, not a skate park,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not that a paintball map wouldn't be fun with Turf War, because just about anything would be.
I just love to see the flood and some kind of new game mode built around that.
Well, we're getting
the thing I mostly hate is when I'm on a team and you start the match, right? You see all the squids pop up, y'all start running, you start squirting your paint everywhere. They squirt, but they just run forward. Like you barely even painted out area.
Yeah, I know. I hate when I see like that's when you need some voice chat.
You don't need
Turn
voice chat,
around.
you just need people to not play Call of Duty.
Everybody's
These people are still treated like Call of Duty. I had one guy just sniping the whole match.
At the end of my match.
Yeah, Ace Brown does that, but he has
killing, dude.
100 at the end.
Like where you
I had
go?
one
Like our
guy
whole
just
area
sniping
is
the
not
whole
painted
match.
yet.
The dude had 9-0, and his points were like, I think he was under 400. All he was doing was sniping. I'm like,
that ain't me.
Like you're really not doing nothing for us.
Well,
that ain't
actually, I mean, if you snipe someone,
You're slowing them down, but that's
slow
not
them down from spreading ink around,
That's not enough.
Yeah, but if we get to, but a lot of times they'll be painting, like if you're painting that area and then you're just killing people, they just keep popping up. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. Like you got to be spread out. There's like so much strategy in this game.
But if you're
One
just
match of
sniping,
Splatoon has more strategy than 90% of games. You know, games like Battlefield where people just camp in the bushes.
Yeah.
like, how much points are you getting? You're just sitting there sniping the whole time.
And that's one of the things I want to talk about. I forgot was I tried using the 96 cal or gal weapon. It shoots really slow. It's supposedly really strong, so it can kill the enemy quick, but it spreads ink so slow. Like there is absolutely no reason to use that in turf war.
I hate the one you shoot and they go pa pa, the little firework.
Yeah. This one's like, and it's just so slow. And then the Splatter Shot Junior and the Arrow, what is the MG?
The Arrow spray gun?
Spray MG just crush you. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
You guys know you can try out your guns without having actually played them. Right?
Yeah, you can, but it doesn't. You don't know. You think like I thought that would kill in 1-2 hits, and it's still like 3-4 hits, and I'm like, I was just getting destroyed.
It's not worth it.
So I think some of the weapons aren't as useful as
well,
they.
you know, it's funny because we were playing with who was it? It was Gray. It was that cable tie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, usually he runs around on the roller, and it's like, all right, you know, he does pretty good. He was running around with that. It was either 96 or the 52 or something, and he just kept killing me. I was like, man, it's like different person grabs a different weapon, and it just works for them. I cannot use any of those charge shots for shit. I can't even.
No.
And rollers, I hate rollers. To me, rollers are useless. Like it's not useless if you have like a good roller on your team and good teammates. Yeah. Like 3 shooters and 1 roller, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like when you have like 3 rollers, it's like rollers get destroyed. At least
remember
during
the test fire when everybody was worried about rollers being OP.
Overpowered. Yeah.
That concern has gone.
Just run, just back up a little bit, because you run backwards as fast as they walk forward.
We need to speed them up a little bit, but just open the Q&A. I forgot about that. Probably not going to answer a bunch of questions, but Bear Hugger, he has an opposite opinion to us. He thinks it's an amazing game, and he thinks it's ridiculous to say it's a $40 game and $20 season pass, or he says it's just crazy. He thinks the game is incomplete, and he understands why they released it, but thinks it should have been released in August. I mean, I can see that. I mean, that's not completely irrational or anything.
I'm having way too much fun to do that.
I completely disagree with that, just because I think they did this all on purpose. Other than the squad mode, that's the only thing I don't think was planned early. I think that everything else was completely intentional with the maps. And I think, like we've been talking about, every week or two, I think we're going to get something new, and that was their plan. So, I mean, why not play it now and have fun, and then just be rewarded every couple weeks with something new. I mean, it's a new idea. It's something Nintendo's trying. Maybe they won't do it again, or maybe they'll find it that something they're going to do from here on out. But
I think it was worth the 60, man.
Definitely.
And and if anybody doesn't think it's worth the 60,
that's
they
fine.
shouldn't have got it, dude. They shouldn't have got it. That's just my
Barrett's
opinion.
like
Wait till August.
I saw him. I was playing with him earlier.
Yeah, I know.
Over 20.
I can take somebody's opinion and just take it as their opinion, and I can move on.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have to argue with them or.
No, I mean,
Barry's like, I don't think it should have came out. Like, Barry, you playing much right now?
I know.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up because I mean, there's not everybody has the same opinion, and I think there's a point to that. There's a point to that if you really want to just, the squad-based thing you think's really going to change the game and make it that much more playable. But I mean, I honestly would rather have it now.
Want to party up.
Yeah.
Think how strategic those squad modes are going to be. We're all going to have so much practice that we're going to go in there, and it's going to be intense right from the get-go.
We'll see. I mean,
people are going to know what they're doing going into that.
The squad modes could be like a revelation to the game, and like, oh my god, I wish this came sooner. Or it could just be like, okay, it's fun. It's definitely a good mode. But I mean, right now I play with 4 or 5 friends in every lobby I play in.
Yeah.
So
me too.
Because your ass is popular.
And that will. that will dissipate, over time. But I mean, the first day it was a full lobby of 8. I knew everybody in the lobby the first night, and the second day it was almost full every time. So I mean, yeah, before the game came out, I kind of saw that. I was like, you know what, if you want to wait till August, I'm not going to be mad at somebody for doing that. But now that I played the game, I'm so glad they did it this way because, I mean, it just feels so fresh and something new.
And you got something to look forward to. You have something to look forward to, and it's not going to cost you anything. Like they could have gave us everything, and we could have. A lot of people would have just ran through it in a couple of weeks or whatever, and that would have been it. But now you at least have something to look forward to, and we don't know what's coming beyond August. Because they're going to continue to support it.
Yeah, don't even bring that up.
I would expect.
We're still waiting for tournaments. We're still waiting for
Exactly.
Yeah, I would expect.
Splatoon is getting a bunch of content in 2 months. Nobody really complained about that.
And it's fine. Like if you see something you feel like it's not worth it, then you have the option to not buy it. It's that simple. I felt like it was worth it. I bought it, and I'm having a blast. So
yeah,
so like some people that said that they weren't gonna buy it, they bought it too.
Yeah, it's no point to wait because it's not like they're charging you, and it's not like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a Game of the Year edition. It's like you buy it now, you get to play now, you get to learn the game now, and look, 2 days later, 3 days later, we getting a new map, new weapons. Who's to say what we're gonna get next week and the week after that? So it's like just get the game and just enjoy the ride because it's fun.
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, I wouldn't want to wait till August. By the time August hit, we might have just been over this game by now. I mean, oversaturation, like 9 to 5 Gamers had a really good video where he's talking about how Arkham Knight at this point, he's seen it so much, like it's lost its hype for him. Like he's seen that game for the last 2 years or whatever, year and a half. Watch Dogs, same way. They just showed it so much, and finally when it came out, it's like, I've seen the game already. Like that's how I was feeling with Splatoon. Even
I just don't like Iron Man Batman.
Yeah, that kind of turned me off. But at this,
like, I'm not gonna lie, people will not agree with me with this, but I'm serious, and I felt this about the other games. I literally feel that those games are ugly. And I know people say you're crazy. Look at the textures and look at this. I hate the art style. And I'm a Batman fan, and I hate the art style to all the Arkham games.
Yeah,
I hate
it looks
the way
like
Gotham City
Gears
looks.
of War.
It's just
and they don't hold up. That's the thing. Like maybe it looks cool for the first year, but even like me going back and I've been playing Arkham's the first one, Arkham or Arkham City. No,
Asylum.
Arkham Asylum. Thank you.
Actually, the nicest looking Batman.
Arkham Asylum is the one I've been playing recently, and it's just some of that stuff just doesn't hold up. Like it doesn't. I remember you saying that in a video, Red, about how you don't like the art style. You wish there would be more kind of towards the animated style of
I wish it
Batman
was
stuff.
cel-shaded,
So
it would be way better.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, do like a graphic novel style, like oversaturated or just something artistic. Don't just have the Gears of War with Batman. The bulky.
You look at the trailer to to BVS, and it's like, how is it that this is real life in the game? Like, and it's real life is dark and it's gritty. The game looks 1,000 leagues ahead of this, and it's just bad. It's just like, I don't see that as people always say, oh, Gotham City is dark. It's like that, but I'm like, it's not like that. It wasn't like that in the animated series. I just never seen Gotham look like everything is made of metal. Everything they wear is made of metal.
Well, the new game Arkham Knight has the Gotham's like all neon, which kind of reminds me of Batman Forever.
Batman and Robin, yeah.
All you need is bust around in it.
The lighting engine's really great, but I don't know what they're going with. They're going with like human. Like Batman, all the Penguin, everybody's like just a human. With like Penguin has like a glass eye, but they're getting away from the fantasy comic booky like Croc and all that. And this new one, it's all like realistic versions of the character. So
gritty realism, as they
so like I said, Penguin's actually just a person with I don't know if he has glass stuck in his eye or just he's not like part penguin, and there's not going to be any supernatural creatures in this one. They're going for like.
Well, Penguin isn't part penguin. That's something.
Yeah, it
came out of Tim Burton.
Well, that was just an example. Like, there was no villains in Arkham Knight that are of the supernatural or like Croc from the first 2 or 3 games.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Look at them. They all have Bane juice. Every human.
Yeah, like they're gonna have Bane. He's gonna be
Bane,
like he's gonna be
they can't
real.
come up with anything better than that.
So I just
Everybody
think
is
they're trying to turn Arkham Knight into a movie, is what it looks like. Lots of cutscenes and a lot of attention to.
And then the gameplay is so shallow.
They didn't even show the combat.
It does the little thing over their head. You press the block button. Like I never found like these games to be like, oh my god, the greatest games ever.
The game fights for you. I mean, you're just it's almost to where it's what do you call it, a quick time event without being a quick time event. I mean,
it's the most fun quick time.
It's fun. Don't get it wrong. I mean, it's fun, but it needs more. They need to do more with it.
All right, so we better start wrapping this up so we can go play that new map in about 13 minutes. So
close.
I was going to talk about the micro direct. There really wasn't anything.
Chibi Robo.
Yeah, I think the only thing I want to say about it is Nintendo was getting their lesser announcements out of the way. I think if somebody wants to challenge that, but I think that's pretty much what they did here. They did the Splatoon, and then they just gave us some little small game announcements, nothing major.
I agree 100% with that. I think they were just trying to get that stuff out of the way.
Great idea.
Which is good because that must mean they have tons of content for E3. So
yeah, if they're showing this like 2 weeks before, they're not hurting for content for the digital event. That's what this tells me. This was the stuff that didn't make it. B-side
was something I could have saw at E3.
That probably, but I just have a feeling.
Just because of the Amiibo tie-in and all of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right, so they got that out the way.
They get that Amiibo out there.
We'll see. We'll see what the digital event holds. Next week, my podcast is going to be all about E3, mostly Nintendo, obviously. But if I could get a Sony or Microsoft guy on level-headed guy, I would. But I just don't really know any other than a level-head's buddy K-Bomb's a big Sony fanboy. But
they don't even have any first-party games, do they?
Sony doesn't.
Will Flow. He's pretty cool.
What camp is he?
He's a Sony guy. He has a channel. He's been on a podcast before. I don't know if were you on that one?
I was on one with him. I didn't know.
Yeah. He was on a Tea Talk with us.
I thought he was
Sony guys because they usually are super drones.
No, this guy is very cool.
All right, so
no, I'm just saying like that's
I agree. I'm with you.
The only thing I want to say about Sony and Microsoft's press conferences is Sony better do something different than last year. That almost put me to sleep. So terrible. And Microsoft, they said they're going to show some first-party games, and I do like. Is it Phil Spencer? That's head of the Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that guy. He says a lot of the right things, and he gives credit to Nintendo for a lot of stuff, So I do like him in that regard, and hopefully.
He wants Banjo and Smash.
Yeah.
I think E3 this year is easily Sony's coming in third.
Yeah.
For shows, because I think Gears of War alone is going to steal a lot of anything, and plus they already showed Uncharted, so.
What else they really
it'll
got?
Be cool to see it, but it's like you saw that. These guys are a lot. It's like, what have you done for me lately? Even though you haven't even touched Uncharted, you should be excited to see it.
They already moved on from it.
Yeah, they already moved on. So what else? What else is there? What else?
Yeah, Sony. I mean, they got. Now I heard they got the advertising rights to Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Battlefront, and Arkham Knight. It's like that's all we're gonna see. In Sony's is third-party multi-plats. So, I mean, even the most diehard Sony fan, I just don't know why you'd be excited to see multi-plats be the focus of your E3. So.
Yeah.
I buy a console for exclusives. That's why I buy a console.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a PS4 soon, or in a couple of months, and the reason why is because PS4 is gonna have a couple games I really want to play, like Persona 5 and the anime all-star game with all the manga characters together. I think it's called Victory Jump or something. And like Final Fantasy. So there's going to be and I want to get Arkham Knight on it too. So there's going to be a lot of, at least a good amount of games that are going to be exclusive to Sony. That's the reason I want to get a PS4.
They could have got me with Persona 5, but you know what? Persona 5 is going to be on PS3 too.
What about Kingdom Hearts when that one comes out?
That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't buy a PlayStation 4 for promises though.
Yeah, I gotta have the game.
Especially not Square Enix promise. Like Kingdom Hearts will probably never come out.
Oh boy.
All right, we
Ain't lying.
get into too much of that,
Just saying Sony does have its exclusives every now and then.
but they don't have any this
I'm just
year
saying stuff
then.
I want.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Stuff that I want. Like
Right.
Uncharted got pushed. I would have got one for Uncharted that got pushed. Ratchet and Clank got pushed. So
God of War.
my
This
purchase
is-
got pushed.
But isn't Ratchet and Clank a port?
What's that?
Isn't Ratchet and Clank a port? Not even like a remake, not a
I
new
thought it was a
game.
new game.
I thought it was a new game. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
They're probably
They
working on
remastered
collections.
God of War, right?
They're God of War 3 remaster, but
Oh,
here's
that was
a
that.
prediction because I'm not going to really talk too much about Sony and Microsoft. I think they'll tease God of War with a CG trailer and they won't have any gameplay. I think that'll be the end, and everyone will get excited and forget about the hour and a half of multiplats and stuff they saw. Microsoft could really, like with Scalebound, and if they're really focusing on some stuff, Microsoft's could be intriguing to me, but it's an hour and a half.
I like Platinum Games, but I can't get hyped for Scalebound until I see some damn gameplay.
That's what I'm
A
saying.
lot of people are excited about that game. I understand, but I need to see some gameplay.
I will when we see the game. So
Sony will probably show Metal Gear too, I bet.
yeah, and I think Sony's got the advertising rights to Metal Gear 2, or they're the focus console. So that's what they got going. PlayStation's got that. That's it. They got exclusive advertising rights and content for multiplats. Basically, is their 2015. That's.
I'm hoping they show more RPG titles at E3.
I mean, the Japan market's actually is bought into the PS4 now. It's actually doing pretty well there. Bloodborne did all right. So, they definitely got some things going. For me, watching a press conference, I'm gonna really struggle to get through that one again probably. But I don't know. Anybody excited about anything? Sony, Microsoft, Forza
I'm
6.
probably not gonna watch neither one of them.
I'm tentatively excited about what it, I'm embarrassed to say, but whatever rare thing they're hiding. I'm just kind of, I'm curious. I'll just
Curious to see how terrible or how average it's gonna be.
Right.
You know, they said curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity is gonna kill the squid.
Oh man.
All right,
They lied about Banjo. I mean, they lied about Banjo on 360. They had. I mean, when they first showed it, they showed the little, what do you call it, the little music thing, the musical notes and the honeycombs. So they was showing it like it was going to be another platform, and we got nuts and bolts. So
That's the thing, you can't even believe what they show. It's like you can get excited, but know that
Right.
you get deep inside in your heart that what you saw really didn't exist.
nope. That was some false advertisement right there, man.
Yep. All right, so we got.
I'm excited for what we saw in the Micro Direct too. We saw Bravely Second is finally coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really amped for that since I played a lot of the first one, and also the extra content in Puzzle Dragons with 6 new level or 8 more world after you beat the game in Mario, and a bunch of new continents in the Dragon in the Z one, and then also you also have this system where every week that they were going to release some kind of new downloadable content for the game for the Dragon one. So it looks really good. I'm really excited for it.
A lot of people seem to like that casual-looking gem. What's that? The phone version of that game. Bejeweled.
Bejeweled, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, they've got their Nintendo Touch, but honestly, I jumped ahead for that part on the mini direct. So, no offense, just not my cup of tea. And I saw the game, and I just kind of skipped the timeline on YouTube and jumped ahead there. But
Which game?
The Puzzle
Little
Dragons.
Dragons.
See, I've never played those types of puzzles before. where you slide the icons around and they all mix up, and then you try to connect them and stuff. So for me, it's relatively a new thing. And
Yeah,
what hooks me is the Mario world and the RPG elements where you can level things up and customize and make your own teams, and then also the fact, in the Dragon one, and I think they just call it Z, whatever. In the Z one, where you basically, it's like an RPG. You talk to people, you buy things, and you quest, and then the only difference is the battles are puzzles, that you act out. But there's strategy involved with elements and building your team and skills and leaders and all things like that. So it's really appealing to me.
It sounds a little more fleshed out than the average, smartphone mobile game. But anyway, the new map's about to hit, the new mode's about to hit in Splatoon, so we're going to wrap this up. I'm not going to get to the questions I forgot all about. I was going to disable that because I knew this was going to be a long podcast. And so we'll just do final thoughts and sign-offs, and we'll go in the same order. We'll start with you, Ms. T. Anything you want to add before we go?
No, not really. Getting ready to get back into Splatoon real soon. Other than that, yeah, play Nintendo fools,
All right, how about you, Mike?
I love my Wii U. I love every game on the Wii U. I don't agree that there's any drought on the Wii U whatsoever because I'm always constantly involved with these games. I'm just not over them at all. So I don't know how everybody's bored of their Wii U or, if there's nothing to play. I mean, Splatoon itself will keep me playing for hours, and that's one game. And I've got like 15 games right now. So, all 5-star amazing titles. So, yeah. So thanks for having me on the podcast again. Guys, Nintendo's amazing, and you need to buy Splatoon.
All right, Derek. Any famous last words?
All right. Well, it was an honor getting to talk with you folks again. So, final thoughts. Was anybody actually going to play right now? Because I'm totally into that.
I'm
Just
playing.
don't make me play myself.
I'm going to play as soon as
I'm
we go.
good.
Gotta have me some dinner first, but then I'll jump in.
I was gonna say, who game are we jumping into? I think we should jump into Terminator Juice's game.
He's probably
I
common friend
have to
there.
turn off my computer and run upstairs and turn on my stuff. So if anyone's got their system already on,
Mine's
My
on.
girlfriend's playing, man. She was playing the whole time. I said, "You gonna play? You better play while I do this podcast, because once I'm done, it's my time." Yo, let me tell a quick story real quick. On Friday, right? I went to bed. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna just lay down and watch some YouTube videos with my tablet." I lay down, and I fall asleep. And at 6 in the morning, I feel her coming into bed. I'm like, "Were you up playing this whole time?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Yo, this is the first time that I ever seen her stay up all night playing the game."
wow, that says a lot.
That's why I said, "Yeah, Splatoon." I know it's literally crack. It's cocaine.
That's like what Tetris used to do to my aunt. Like she'd stay up till like 3, 4 in the morning playing Tetris when it came out on the NES version.
You mean
like
the
that's
Game Boy?
crazy. Yeah, and it was after I think the NES version came out after the Game Boy or whatever. But it's like that's rare that anyone would stay up, especially. She plays Mario Kart and stuff, but she's probably
plays
not.
Mario Kart, but that's it. Like she's not much of a gamer. Like she plays Smash, Mario Kart, a couple games. But to stay up all night, like right now, I could hear she's playing the single player. I'm like, this is insane to me.
Does she have her own profile that you sign into when you turn on the system?
Yeah, she has her own. More Sif, the one when we play Mario Kart.
Yeah, but when is that just a me on your account?
No, that's her profile. Her
Okay.
Nintendo Network ID.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anything else you want to say, Red, before we...
Oh, I was gonna say it's 10 o'clock. You know what time it is? It's Dapper time.
It's dropping right now.
All right, Rel, you last to go.
Yeah, just the usual, man. Thanks for having me on, man. And I'll see you guys on Splatoon.
You're going to go get that Splat Junior in the bubble shield.
Yeah,
Hey,
dude,
man.
change your gun for crying out loud.
No, why should I? I'm a beast with it.
I
Don't
said
try
anybody
nothing
can be
new.
good with that setup.
No.
Hating, man.
Booyah.
Red, you had no problem taking me out.
Anybody can be good with it, but you know, he is a beast with it, and there's a big difference between the two.
Well, use the one with
Thanks, Fox.
use the custom
He just
one without the
kamikazes, is all
bubble.
he does. He just runs into you.
It works. I mean, I'm not saying it don't work. I'm just saying try that 92 cal or gal.
I'm gonna try the zapper. How's that for you?
All right.
That's good.
Hey guys, thanks to everybody who watched this whole time. Sorry I didn't get to the questions, but you know, just ran out of time. Bigger podcast than normal, but I think it went pretty well, guys. A great discussion. Thanks you guys for joining me, and everyone who watched. Appreciate that. So leave your comments, you know, and maybe I'll answer some questions in the comments. So if you had a question you didn't get answered in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to it in the next couple days when I'm not playing Splatoon. So that's going to be it for the Juice is Loose. And I just want to say, stay fresh.
Splat.
I love those commercials, but here, all right, guys, we'll see you later.